What is good, my people? We are live, back with another live broadcast on the forecast. Um, First of all, I appreciate all of y'all for watching. Um, Much love to all y'all. And I'm not gonna be on here too long tonight, but I want y'all to call in definitely to state your opinion. But I'm having a lot live premiere on the Forecast Radio 24 on the Forecast Radio 24 right after this. So make sure y'all subscribe to the Forecast Radio 24 because y'all don't want to miss the live premiere. So um and yeah, I appreciate all y'all. But again, if y'all got something to say, I want to hear y'all opinion. The number is right there on the screen. It's 804-601-4015. Now, since I'm not gonna be on here too long, I'm just get right into it. And I know all of y'all been seeing what's been happening with that young sister Simone Biles, and how all of these quote unquote Americans are so angry with her, right, for pulling out of the Olympics. Right, first of all, that young sister is the GOAT. What's going on, brother Bakari? Um, Yeah, that sister is the GOAT, first of all. So you got to show some props and respect to this young sister. Right now, it's so many aspects to this that we got to address all of it. But you see, first and foremost, you're nothing but a puppet to them. They expect you to perform. They don't care about you, they don't care about your injuries. They just care if you make them look good or not. This is the only time that you're in a true American is during Olympic times if you're winning. Only if you're winning. Right now, you can win gold and come back to America and then get pulled over, for making a wide turn and then end up getting beat up by the police. And you better not complain about that, right? But if you're going out there competing and you're winning gold, then everything is all good. Right now, you're an American. And this sister is decorated. I'm not even sure how many medals she has, right? But believe me, if those other girls go out there trying to do what she did, they would have broke their neck and died, right? But now all of a sudden she's not the GOAT because she may be injured or whatever. She says she's having a problem. She don't trust her body right now, and it's all about she said her mental health. Now in America, for black men, for black women, you can never get a break, right? They don't care about your mental health at all. What are you producing? What are you giving me? Right? See, back then, they had to, take all of these black women and put them into their homes to raise their own children, like to breastfeed them, right? Because they couldn't even raise their own children. But now you see this young sister, and she's doing things people never did before. And the fact that they can't compete with her, right? And this is how arrogant that they are. The fact that they can't even compete with her, and yeah, brother Bakari, you can come on. Like I said, I ain't gonna be on here too long. I'm not sure how long it's gonna take to come on, but we're gonna be on here until the live premiere. So, but she did moves. She does moves no one else can do, to the point where they had to lower her score so other people could compete, and they still can't win. Right? And it doesn't matter how unfair it is. It doesn't matter if you're hurting. If you do 100 times better than everybody else, they're gonna score you lower because you're so great. But the people who they idolize, like the Tom Brady's and the Peyton Mannings. Imagine telling Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, "Well, you're so good." All right, let's send you the link. But yeah, imagine telling Tom Brady, "You're so good. We're only giving you 5 points." No, instead they hide all of the asterisks he has on his victories because he's linked in with a lot of cheating scandals, right? But see, they're not gonna downplay their greats. They're gonna stand up and they're gonna have their back. And I just sent you the link, my brother. What's going on, brother guy? But see now, they trying to say, oh, this sister's not the GOAT, right? They're trying to say, oh, she's not mentally tough, she's not this, she's not that, because she's not performing when they say. Now, these are the most flip floppy because they did the same thing to Muhammad Ali when he said he wasn't doing what he was doing. Right now, he's the greatest. Now he's so great. But they're quick to call you a treasonous person. And the irony is, the people who are saying she let down her country are the same people who just committed treasonous acts running into the Capitol, right? Running into a government building armed. But this sister is letting her country down. Yeah, I don't know what happened. But that's the culture that we living in, and that's the mindset that we have. And this whole apologetic mind state that we have, at some point we're gonna have to get over that. Because you see how much they depend on you every time in most events, right? When you're the face of the quote unquote Olympics, right now you're portraying your nation. But the other 3 years in between the Olympics, right? We talking about Breonna Taylor. Ain't nobody trying to hear nothing about quote unquote Black Lives Matter. Yeah, but this Olympics we went through, we seen the events that happened with Sha'Carri Richardson and how she couldn't race. And of course, right, if you're not living up to European standards, if you haven't accepted the ways of the Englishman, everybody's going to try to find a way to break you down mentally, right? They're trying to use everything, things that Sha'Carri Richardson said against her, right? They're going to discredit you at every turn because the whole point is to cause confusion. Now, I don't know if y'all noticed, but it's not just the police anymore. It's the average citizens. And they told y'all a long time ago that they were going to step up their game. They're getting their guns and they're coming for you, right? And that's one of the things I talked about in the new video. They're coming for you. They're average citizens, right? How this Army Ranger, right? Because they ain't going to talk about this. These people are quote unquote still patriotic. They're still going to stay on code with these people. All right. Yo, what's going on, brother Bakari?
Peace, my brother.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know you was listening. Yeah, go ahead, introduce yourself, and you can speak your piece on it.
Peace, my good brother Forecast. Thank you for letting me come on. Peace to the chat. This brother Carter. Hey, check this out, right? This country, and then even our people, a lot of us, we soon forget what our people go through, right? Uh, the mental anguish and trauma that black people go through in this country, right? The mental, the mental hurt, then the physical hurt that we go to. Who's to say representing this country didn't start to bother her because of everything this country do to her people? Who's to say that? Now, white people getting on here being patriotic and saying that nonsense, right? About Simone Biles. I understand that. But in this crap they call it black manosphere, I hear them talking negative about Simone Biles, calling her weak mind. She wasn't up against no men. She's up against other women. And black women in this country don't go. She's not going through anything that no other woman on the Olympics is going through, right? But we soon forget. We soon forget what our people go through in this country because we're trying to figure out a way to be okay and hoping that we'll soon one day be accepted. Look at what they did to Sha'Carri Richardson. Now, I would say Sha'Carri Richardson smoked weed knowing she had a drug test coming. Okay, she failed a drug test. But y'all tell her she can't run, but then you go to Japan and you start advertising cannabis. Forbes magazine article. Cannabis take the world stage at the Tokyo Olympics. But now you got somebody punished for that. Even when her 30 days was up, she couldn't run in at 400 meter, right? They said she couldn't run. So now you got this white girl on the soccer team who talks about how she take cannabis during training because it helps her focus and perform better in training. It helps her stay in shape. But like you said, if we do one thing wrong, one thing, you can't be the face of America. So then they go to change the rules against her. People don't want to see that as something that bother her. Why am I judged different? I'm judged different because I'm the greatest ever. Like you said, if it was Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, uh, Drew Brees, the guy in Kansas City right now, the mulatto, I can't think of his name, who said the guy was right for killing Trayvon Martin, the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. He said the guy was right for killing Trayvon Martin. Him, if it was him. You don't tell those white people. You don't tell those white people, okay, your touchdown only count for 3 points. The rules are the rules. But you change the rules because of her. She constantly see her people beaten and choked, killed in this country over and over and over and over and over and over. She constantly see it. She's seeing it now. But people want to say she's a quitter. I say to hell with the people that call her a quitter. And we stand with this sister. I yield the mic. Peace to everybody in the chat. Peace, brother Guy. What's going on, my man? Hotel.
Yeah, my brother. Thanks for coming on too, my brother. And what's going on, Tatiana and Tassetti. Um, yeah, you touched on a lot of good points. And the thing about this young sister is, like you said, she is the goat, and they're not going to disrespect their goats, right? They have to have us all looking through their eyes and judging each other off of our own. Right now, this sister all of a sudden is now a part of, she's the face of the nation, well, just the Olympic team, right? But if she was to come home, she wouldn't be treated differently than any one of us. So why would she go out there risking her life doing moves that nobody else could do, get judged less, right? And still come home and think she's gonna, and they think that you're just gonna put up with it. Now, the problem is, right? The they do this stuff intentionally. They just don't care about you, right? But when we start doing it to each other, we're trying to fit into the society, right? We're looking at it, we're judging each other through the eyes of Europeans. You've accepted the ways of the Englishman. So they're not going to demonize or criminalize them. I mean, I remember Olympics where those white boys went over there. They were like 30 some years old and they called them, teenage boys, right? And they ready to get executed over in China or wherever they was. They're going to take up for these people, but every one of our people, we say, "Oh, you were so stupid for not following somebody else's rules. You were so stupid." Now, if we was to take these athletes and say, "Okay, well, we're just going to have you could just say black people from America, right? And have them represent a certain group, right? Now, this group of people represent a lot of American, gold medals, right? Especially in the athletic field, right? But they're going to capitalize off your talents no matter whatever you do, right? Now, he said Patrick Mahomes, what you were saying, but the thing about it is like even the things that we take and it's supposed to mean something powerful, we take it and try to make it like a diss. Like something like by saying you are woke, that means you understand what's going on in your culture and you're supposed to be, but your culture tells you that it's something like an insult to say, oh, you're a woke person, right? You're on this woke culture stuff. Right? No, what I'm really am is tired of putting up with a whole bunch of BS, right? Because when that white boy who worked at a Holiday Inn had no business working there in the front desk, when he started banging his head against the computer, everybody said, "Oh, you can't do that. He has mental health issues." But this sister said, I feel like I could put my life in jeopardy. I feel like I could fall wrong and get hurt or jeopardize the team. I'm not mentally there. I need a mental health break. Now she's all of a sudden weak. But you got to understand, no matter what you do, you're going to be weak. There is no pleasing them, right? So you got to be strong enough to stand on your square, right? And realize that you are the trendsetter. You are the GOAT, right? Because I dare one of them to try one of her moves, right? That's why they have to judge her the way that they do. And that's why they always have to have something over somebody's head, or they're going to physically put something over your head. But I'll let you go ahead and go in, my brother.
The only way these people can operate is in controlled a controlled environment, right? They completely control this environment. They completely control right now where we are. That's why I say for me, I think we have to stop searching for equality. Well, I don't, but you know what I mean, as a people, and start saying we want power. We are still out marching. Did you notice last week some people in Texas got arrested, telling when they're marching for voting rights? We are still proud of being arrested marching until we understand how ruthless your enemies are, until we understand how ruthless our enemies are, until we understand how brutal our enemies are, and we decide that we are going to protect ourselves, that we decide that we're going to unite, organize, and strategize, we will continue to go through the same thing. Why are we in such a hurry to go and wrap ourselves up in a flag? What in a flag for a country that absolutely hates you? I don't get it. What's the difference in this flag and the so-called in the Confederate flag? What's the difference? There is no difference, none whatsoever. And I understand it's a mindset, it's psychological, things that we have gone through, right? Right here in Georgia, people will pay in the Atlanta area. They will pay to go to Stone Mountain Park. They have the Mount Rushmore of Confederate generals carved into the mountain. And people will go, black people will pay to go there. If you go to the King Center, you don't have to go to the King Center. You can look it up online. I've never been, and this is why I will never go. They have a Gandhi room inside of the Martin Luther King Center. Do you know how Gandhi felt about black people? That's why I always say our enemies. Do you know how he felt about black people? But we tend to equate other people to us. No other people on this earth have gone through and still go through what Africans on the continent and Africans abroad have gone through in this world. Nobody else have been taken this far away and had your language stolen, your name stolen. They took your foods and said somebody else did it. Everything from you, your way of life from you, everything, everything. And it's not just one people now. It's this whole system, and it's the whole world. It's black people, it's African people versus everybody. Did you see the other day? I think I sent it to you. Well, the homeless black lady sitting out there talking to herself, and this white lady walking her dog, shot and killed her. Did you see that? Did I send you that forecast?
Yeah, you sent me that.
Lady out there on the street talking to herself, homeless lady. This lady walking her dog. Just take out her gun, shoot, then lie. And she got what, like a $50,000 bail set, right? $50,000 bail set. We must understand what we're up against. And like you said, all of this I forgive. All of this I love everybody. All of this I care about everybody. It's impossible to love everybody and care for everybody when you can't even love yourself and can't even care for yourself. How is it we take all our loving and caring and give it to other people? How about that? We just give it to other people and we forget about ourselves. Dr. John Henrik Clark said a long time ago, black people, we have no friends. If you want a friend, look in the mirror. And if you don't see nothing friendly, you don't have no friends. I yield the mic.
Yeah, definitely. You are your only friend. You can't have a friend if you don't even love yourself. Then nobody's gonna really love you. Um, hold on. All right, but yeah. I'm gonna send you the link in a minute. I'm gonna send Tatiana the link. But you know, going back to what you said, do you first of all, do you think Betty Ross sat there and created the American flag? No, she had a bunch of slave women staying up all night knitting it for her, doing all the work, putting in all the legwork, right? In every aspect, you have these women putting in all the legwork, and let them say that they're tired, they want a break, they need something. They're going to be attacked because that's what the dominant society do. That's how they keep you in fear. That's how they keep you working all the time. And now this sister, right? And imagine if she was in Breonna Taylor's situation, but she better go out there and perform because they tell her to. See, that's the hold on, let me send that. But that's the mindset that this country has. That's how they see you. That's how they view you. And my brother was talking about the sister, the story that you sent me, and I'm glad you said that. That's what the video is coming up about. So make sure y'all subscribe to the backup channel. But that's what I'm talking about, right? This sister was mentally ill, right? Because mental illness only counts for one community, right? Because you don't have a community right there to take care of your needs, right? And that's why it's important to have an economic base starting off, because you got to create these businesses, right? You got to have stuff available for your people, right? So, this mentally ill woman sitting on the sidewalk minding her own business when this white lady talking about she's walking her dog run up on this black woman and shoots her, right? And then she goes home to change her clothes, got rid of the gun, then called 911 and said it was self-defense. Now, of course, after they seen it, they arrested her. But these are average white citizens, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. These citizens have this mindset. They used to deputize those citizens. Now they're just taking matters into their own hands, because there was this army ranger and he just got so blacked out drunk. And believe me, a drunk mind speaks sober thoughts and takes sober actions, right? And he got so drunk that he already got into a fight at a bar. This thug, probably got beat up already at a bar, and he took off running and went to a building where this black woman just got the job there working as security guard. And when this woman, who was 5 foot tall, tried to stop this man from coming in, or stop this white boy from coming in the building, him at 6 feet just started beating her for 10 minutes straight, right? Just punching her and all of that. She tried to fight back. She tried to get away, right? But this dude kept hitting her, right? Slamming her on the ground. He even tried to take her keys and stab her with the keys. And then he choked her to death until she couldn't move, right? And then when he left out the building covered in her blood, somebody gave him a ride to the hospital. Now, had that been you, it could have been you walking your dog, right? Putting your groceries in your house, right? Cutting the grass, living your life. They would have called 911 on you. But this white boy come out of a building covered in blood, and they take him to the hospital. And he, speaking of fake rape, this dude, said he was stabbed and sexually assaulted, right? But of course, there was no evidence of that. And then they saw a video of what he really did. Now, you're telling another black woman that she better go out there and perform no matter how hurt you are, right? No matter if you're having mental illnesses, mental health conditions. But all of these black women who face these conditions, right? She better not speak up about that. She better not take a knee if she wins and they play the music. She better not do that. But I'm gonna let you go in, my brother. I'm still here. I'm gonna drop off for a second. I'm gonna send Tatiana the link real quick. So
Okay, yeah, I sent Guy the link. I don't know if he got it or not.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what?
and I'm not gonna be on too long, because I'm about to the premiere probably gonna happen in like a few minutes. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
go in,
okay.
my brother.
So you want me to go ahead and close out then?
Nah, yeah, go in, go in. I'm about to send her the link real quick.
You know, we continue to go through the same thing because we don't understand, for the most part, what we're dealing with. We don't understand that we got. We have to start being our brother's keeper, our sister's keeper. We have to start protecting one another. And we have to come up for solutions to protect ourselves from things like that white woman that shot that black man, that black woman, I'm sorry, or from that white man that beat that black woman to death. We have to start protecting ourselves and coming up with solutions and plans, ideas from anyone that want to harm our neighborhood. We have to start looking at one another with respect. We have to start speaking of ourselves and speaking to one another with respect. We have to come up with another name other than the N word when we speak to one another. We have to have positivity in our neighborhoods, in our communities. We have to stop trying to change other people. Those people are not going to change. Uh, it's this guy named Max Kellerman, works for ESPN. You know who he is? Forecast. Okay, maybe you're not
Yeah,
big.
yeah, yeah. I know who he is.
Uh, you know what Max Kellerman said, and this came from him while he was at work on ESPN. His
What?
exact words was, he said, "Black people is asking white people to give up everything they came here and built." My brother said it a long time ago, and I absolutely agreed. But it was kind of shocking, almost shocking. But that shows the arrogance. Uh, when he said white people came here and built a great life for themselves a long time ago, they're not going to give that up to anyone. And he said, "I'm just going to be honest." And he said, "While we ask for certain things," I'm paraphrasing, "we have to understand that nobody's going to give up a life that these people have created for themselves to give to you. Ain't nobody going to say, ooh, turn around and say, ooh, you equal to me," right? When they bought you here to be less than. Ain't nobody going to turn around and give you their money and say, okay, we owe you reparations. When they bought you here enslaved to get rich off you with free labor. That was the plan. Now, for us, we have to have a plan. And our plan can't, for me, can't always be, let's complain about what they'll do to bring attention to it so everybody can see it. Newsflash, everybody sees it. Marcus Garvey wanted to go to the League of Nations. That's what it's called back then. Malcolm X wanted to go to the United Nations for a human rights violation. How can you go to the United Nations for a human rights violation when basically the United Nations is run by England and the US? We speak English here. So who brought us here? So they know it would be a human rights violation if they saw you or us saw us as human. But we have to start to look and see how we see ourselves. What do we see ourselves doing? What can we do to change this? We know who these people are. They have never changed, and they are not going to change. The people that we need to change is us. That "I forgive you for everything you do to me" attitude need to be changed. It needs to absolutely be changed. Oh, you got somebody just came on. I'm gonna yield the mic. What's up, Blue?
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Well, greetings to all of y'all. I was listening. I didn't get to do my homework on everything going on with the Olympics right now. I take a pause every now and again from the news, just for my own mental health. To see all the things they keep putting up there. But on the business side of things, I did want to just point out really quick that we've seen in history, and we've watched so many different things that we kind of like started and generated it and just get exploited into different, onto different races, and we don't get any benefits from it. And then now with the whole cannabis marijuana industry, I just feel like, for so many years it was just looked down upon, for you to be a weed smoker. And you know, everyone already knew that it had medical benefits to it. But because that was something that, us as a race, Black people as a race did, just, from growing up, that was just something we were exposed to, because a lot of family members may have done it. And it just kind of helps us, with the overall stress at the end of the day, is what people are not looking at. So I just feel like, don't let this industry, become something else that they monopolize and get to just straight, take advantage of, because, our family members been selling bud, you know what I mean, to make money, feed that. Now that it's legal, it's like, it's just getting commercialized, and we're running to buy from these big places that's already out and open. But what about the fact that this is what we've been doing for years? It's a part of a culture, a part of a religion. So I want everyone to just take note of that. Like, this is our shit. Don't. And it's a plant. Yeah, everyone has access to it, but it was just something that we are predominantly smoking, known for getting locked up for. Let that run off and buy to these big companies, because you once again transferring that money when there's an opportunity for us to actually benefit from that shit. So I just wanted to point that out, as far as that allowing it to run and slip away from us like everything else has.
Definitely, that's the truth, and yeah, I appreciate you coming on. I guess I call
Of
you
course.
Blue. I guess, huh? Yeah, but yeah, you speaking facts, and that's the thing about it, and drugs. That's what Europeans have always used to criminalize you, but then they use it for themselves. And that's why I tell you, they don't follow their own laws. It's not about right and wrong. It's about misdirection. It's about confusion. It's about keeping you in a daze, right? Marijuana was all good until they wanted to criminalize black people, right? And other groups,
Yeah.
right? And when it came to like the drug war, that's what one of their last main targets on the black community, which really devastated the black family. How they shipped in this stuff, and made enough money to fund a small war, and was shipping the cocaine back to America, selling it to black people, destroying their community, making money that way, and then on the back end making money from locking people up, right? But of course, you can't take a knee or anything to protest something like that. You understand? But see, what they don't understand is people are tired of going by their system. Now they have enough of their own puppets, like this person in the chat room, right? The feeling of whiteness is enough for them to subscribe to the corporation of America, because that's what America is a corporation. And like we said on the last show, the 14th Amendment gave corporations the right to personhood more than it did to black people. You're still 3/5 of a person, but your entertainment value, your skill set, they got to keep you thinking that you're not really good at it, right? But they're going to capitalize off your skill set, right? Your knowledge, your creations, your inventions, and they're going to take it and make it their own and make it feel like you have to explain yourself to them. Right now, after all of this time, we don't have anything to explain to them. And let me be clear that, and let's be clear that, hold on, yeah, and let's be clear that, yeah, your camera on, yeah, but yeah, let's be clear, they know what they're doing. They created the system, right? They may play stupid or whatever, but they're going to do what they have to do. And just like this person here, they have to use quote unquote propaganda, but they can only really um try to compare you with other Europeans. Right now, he talking about like Stalin and all of that, but I mean, like Khaled Muhammad said, it's hard to separate Hitler or Stalin as a freak of nature. After everything that you've seen here, is almost like all of them has a little bit of Hitler or Stalin. Now, I mean, can any one of y'all tell me the difference between George Washington or Thomas Jefferson or Christopher Columbus and Hitler or Stalin or any of these people that they don't like? Because I don't see the difference. But I'm gonna Pat let you go ahead, brother Bukhari.
There ain't no difference. George Washington enslaved, raped, robbed, killed black people, and the white people, Stalin and Hitler, they did it to white people. So therefore, it's a problem to them, right? It's a problem for them because it was white people that was they were committing genocide on. Now I would say this: when are we gonna have a problem? When are we gonna get upset about the years and years of genocide being committed on us? When are we going to get upset about that and say enough is enough? When are we going to start looking at our situation? Because I've heard too many black people say what happened to the Jews is the worst thing that ever happened in the world. When are we going to start looking at our situation? And in our situation is the worst situation in the world. Because they'll talk about the Jews, they'll talk about Hitler. And I know these are white people problems, right? They were white people problems. But they don't even tell the full story about that. They don't even tell, because forecast in this thing in the chat try to say it was black people doing it to black people, right? So even when they talk about Hitler and Stalin, they never tell you Hitler was a Jew. They never tell you that it was Jews volunteering to kill other Jews, take them to the oven and bake them. They never tell you it was Jews over in Lithuania that once they shot Jews and buried them for 3 to 5 days, they would dig up the bodies and burn all the bones and everything to ash to make sure they were dead. They never tell you that. But they quickly want to say how we did it to each other. And we tend to fall for that as a people, that is. We tend to fall for that. We tend to make ourselves the victimizer and the victim. The victim becomes the victimizer. And we do that because we listen to everything that they say, but we're smarter than that. I know we're smarter than that. Just think about look at when you talk about the inventions, look at everything that we have done around the world before anybody. But now, how do we let these people or the rest of this world just absolutely control us? I get the mic.
And yeah, anybody could call in. Number right there on the screen, 804-601-4015. My sister Blue called out. Got my brother Guy coming on here. Hey, my brother Guy, let me let my homegirl Blue get in real quick, and then I'm gonna let you go all the way in. If she there anyway.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, yeah, you can go ahead, bro. You can go in.
I didn't get to hear though because I just kind of got disconnected.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, hold on. I'm gonna let my brother Guy go, and then you can go ahead after that if you want.
Hey, what's up, everybody on the panel? Everybody in the chat. This is your RBG brother, Guy Hollywood Jr. and just been listening. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to say that we can win all the gold medals, all we want, all the gold medals, all the silver, all the bronze, and it will never change our condition. It would never, white people would never appreciate it. I mean, if you look at what happened to what's his name, that runner, what's his name, Jesse Owens, he got back and won 4 gold medals, and they still wouldn't even let him in the front in the front entrance of a restaurant. He had to go around the back. It was kind of embarrassing. They was just like, yo, he was like, you know who I am? They was like, yeah, we know who you are, Jesse, but the rules are the rules. This is what they told him. Even the president Roosevelt didn't even want to shake his hand. This is history. This is facts. And you got black people who will still play for the United States. And white people can make mistakes, and they don't get talked about in the media. They will baby them. But when we make mistakes, we got to be like superhuman, where we can't make no mistakes and then win gold medals for this crappy country. And it's messed up. I just think my solution for black people that's once again into the Olympics, I would say, if you're a black man, black woman, play for the continent that you're from. That's how I look at it. Play. You can go anywhere in Africa and make them, then bring them gold medals, whether it's Ghana or Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? And make their country. And this is my way of fighting back. Black people don't have to play for America. They don't have to play for America. There's no rules in that. So I don't understand why, after all of this, all this was going on, black people will still play and win trophies and win gold medals, and their conditions are still the same. You know what I'm saying? All because they believe. See, black people, they like to hope. They hope too much. Well, if I do this for this country, if I tap dance, or if I dance my ass off, or if I sing my ass off, if I be the best of the best of the best, white America will treat my people with some respect. I definitely respect what Malcolm X said. He said, I don't care how much praise, how much praise. I forget what his exact word, but he said, I just remember him saying, I don't care how much praise I get, how much they can talk about how great I am, but if my people don't get the same type of treatment, it means nothing to me. And everybody, and I remember all the black folks started clapping, and white people didn't like that. They didn't like that at all, because they was gonna try to use him as, well, we're gonna try to use you to be our token nigga. And he said it for jump. Yeah, just because I'm not in the Nation of Islam no more, or whatever the case is, ain't nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that we need to really, really study our history. And this is the reason why history is very important. Because we try to overlook our history. We try to overlook our ancestors, what they've been through. Just like I said with Jesse Owens, and look what they did to Doug Williams when he won the Super Bowl. They treated him like shit. They didn't excuse my language, I didn't mean to curse on your show, but they treated him like dirt. They didn't get the same praise. I I don't remember. Maybe I could be wrong, but I don't remember seeing Doug Williams on a Wheaties box. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, I could be wrong, but I never saw Doug Williams on a Wheaties box when he won the Super Bowl or anything like that. The first black man who won the Super Bowl, and he was a backup quarterback, mind you. But people have this notion that black people cannot play quarterback. It was supposed to be what they call a smart position, you know. So, we have to look, when it comes down to this athletic world, America, they don't respect our people like that. They use them, and because to boost the country up, you know what I'm saying, to boost white America. And they could say, yeah, we did it. You know what I'm saying? We won those medals. We the best. But they use the backs of African people in this country, and they get all the credit. And they'll turn around and say, you're lazy. You need to pick up yourself by your bootstrap. And it's ignore all the accomplishments that we have done to make this country uh, wealthy. They ignore that, and they still do it. So that's all I need to say right now. I yield the mic.
All right. Blue, you wanna go in?
Sure, I'm just gonna close out with this. I think he did a great job, Guy. And it may be just that, they're not thinking of it in depth to say, okay, why would I want to win for America? They're just more so thinking about the sport. But it's great to put it out there. You put it out into the world, and hopefully somebody catches it. So that way, it could be a thought that somebody else kind of thinks about as well. But I just want to say that, they've plans for, our come up, or for us to be more conscious about what's going on. They had more than enough time to prepare and plan for, us slowly, moving like snails the way we are. So that way it is more predictable and more easier to keep us entertained and distracted on other things. So I would just say if everyone could kind of get their mental right, take care of yourself, and show yourself some self-love, so that way you can kind of clear any other distractions in your head, so you can focus a little bit more, because it is going to take everyone to put some type of work in, no matter what it is. It could be something small, but everyone's going to have to help out, if we want to see change sooner than later. A lot of people are content because they may have decent jobs and they're able to take care of their family, and they feel like, okay, I'm good. This is all that matters. But it's bigger than just that, and it's a race war. And unfortunately, we're at the bottom of that race war, and this is going to continue when we're gone, and your kids here and their kids. It's going to continue, you know. And I just wish everyone could get in a better place mentally, so that way we can come together a little bit more strategically. Because if we can make power moves, it's already the numbers is already shown that we can really make those type of moves. And if we do it together in a smarter way, we can really grow. So God bless everyone, and try to just stay mentally strong and focused.
All right, yeah, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it for real. Um, I talk to you, but look, I mean, the truth is, like, because we got to start facing like reality of it too, right? The truth is, the reason why these white boys are really mad is because they see what they have built coming to an end. They know their ancestors are probably turning over in their grave. Those thugs are probably turning over in their graves right now, right? They can't just say jump and a bunch of black people will say how high anymore. And they know that society will never come back. They know that they're not reproducing. They know that they're not doing anything to be able to sustain a country. And like every civilization, every country that has ever came before them there is an ending. Now, the thing that they're scared of is because in the universe, this is just how it works. What you put into something is what you get out of it. They understand. See, we don't think with a murderous killer instinct about fighting over somebody else's genitals and stuff like that. We don't have that mindset. But when you do have that mindset, you think everybody else does. And see, when they see that end coming, they're going to respond with a sense of urgency. And everything that you do to like break away from that system or break away from that, they're going to torture you. A psychopath is petty. They hate taking L's. They're going to drive you crazy, right? And they're going to confuse you. That's why they don't want you to learn about critical race theory and all of this, whatever they want to call it, right? They're talking about the truth about who they are. They cannot understand that they cannot have you understand the truth about what it is, right? They need you to compete for them. They need you to, just like they needed to farm, they needed you to farm for them, just like they needed black women to raise their children. And I'm gonna tell you this, right? Every single step of the way, when chattel slavery was over, they fought tooth and nail to keep you in there. When black people were starting to get quote unquote rights, they were fighting every single step of the way during the integration. Even though I believe it was their movement, the average white person was fighting every single step of the way. Every step that you have taken, they have fought tooth and nail. So for you to say no to somebody who's a psychopath, do you think they're going to accept that? They're going to do everything to shame you, make you feel guilty, make you feel bad, make you feel hurt. And they're going to try to keep you in your position, because without somebody in an inferior position, what does the superior complex, what does that mean? Their whole life is a lie. And the irony is they know it's a lie. That's why they could be so hypocritical. They could talk about the sister, but they won't talk about that white boy who was a tennis player who quit for the same reasons as the sister quit. But they say, oh, well, it was a legit injury. He had a good reason. Now, it was the same reason that she had, but I wonder what the difference is. The difference is they stay on code with their own, but we trying to be accepted, right? Trying to be a part of a sick society, we're going to condemn our own if we feel like it's going to help us. Now, this is the same society, because this, European obviously probably don't know history, right? Because every single group of Europeans that tried to come to America before the 1600s, that's why they talk about the 1600s, they literally died off, right? And it was food everywhere, but they was eating each other. They couldn't sustain a society. And it was one from like the 1400s or the 1500s, like the Vikings, but their whole civilization just disappeared. And they weren't able to do anything until they kidnapped you. They would have literally died doing the work that they needed you to do to build this country, right? And that's why you see in especially in areas of athletics where they can't hide it, right? You see your domination, so they have to make it certain rules or certain ways where you have to perform, where it's their ways to perform, right? And but the thing that they try to hide from you is the intellect part, because they take your ideas and all of that stuff. But if you really knew that mentally is just as strong as physically, then you'll be in a whole nother level. But I'll let you go ahead, go in, my brother Bakar.
You know what? It will never be so-called equal until we make it so-called equal. But I don't want anything to be equal. I want power. And what Guy mentioned, that is something me and him discussed earlier. I don't know if that was yesterday or today. That is something me and my son have discussed with my friends. When I look and say, why are we playing? And I said in their name players, right? Like, why don't they go play for an African country? Right? But then when you look and see, we asking black people here to go play for an African country. Then me and my son was talking. I thought back to Hakeem Olajuwon from Nigeria. He played for this country. Bam Adebayo this year, an All-Star. Nigeria was a player, maybe two players away of being serious contenders for a medal, right? But Bam Adebayo, Nigerian, all-star in the NBA. He played for this country. Do you see the mindset? It's not just us. It's not just us here. It's not just us here. It's us all over the world. We want to be accepted by people that absolutely despise you. Remember last year during the NBA bubble, and Kyrie Irving, and I respect Kyrie Irving, and he said, black people, we need ownership in the NBA. And he started asking for ownership, right? So then before the bubble, I forget, so many black people have been murdered by these crooked police. Giannis Antetokounmpo said, let's boycott the whole NBA playoffs. LeBron James, who went and spoke with Barry Soweto, Barack Obama, and they came out and they talked to players and talked players into playing in the NBA playoffs. Our mindset, we have to be willing to make sacrifices. So, and at this time, I remember this started about 3, 4 years ago. They said Europe is almost tapped out with their talent and what they can do. They say the next best continent in the world for its basketball talent is Africa. So then Serge Ibaka created Building Bridges Through Basketball. I can't remember exactly what it was called. He had all these African nations. He was bringing players from all these African nations to play basketball, and he got some players that came through his program. A couple of them is in the NBA now. While we were asking and begging to have ownership of their teams here, just imagine if we had said, you know what, we're going to own the league in Africa and we will see that talent. We will control that talent. But while we were arguing with them, trying to make them give NBA players piece of their team, they went, bought NBA Africa. Now they have ESPN Nigeria. Now Barack Obama is over there and he's the ambassador or something like that for NBA Africa. They keep us distracted in so many ways. And when we finally see it, because I had people arguing with me, you just want to run to Africa. I said, okay. When we finally see it, it's too late. Because we could have owned the NBA Africa. We could have owned the own professional basketball league in Africa, but yet and still we was arguing with these people about own part of theirs. They're not gonna give you part of theirs, but use what you get. Y'all get millions of dollars. Use that to create what you want. And what you wanted is what you had when you had a brother who was already building that in Africa. And we let it in the NBA, black NBA players, let it slide through their hand. Now the NBA has built NBA Africa, controlled by white folks, when we should have absolutely controlled it. And you know what that would have done? They would have got some brothers, watch this, who ain't good enough to get in the NBA right now. Go play for an African country here, because some going to be there, get dual citizenship, and then those players could have been playing on an Olympic team for an African nation. We let it slide through our hands. We have to start seeing everything is a distraction. They want you distracted because they don't want you to see everything. They're trying to make moves for the next 50 years, next 100 years. We are looking and arguing about right now. But we have to see, we have to be able to see the future. We have to be able to see the future. If we don't see the future, they will have a future without us. I'll yield the mic.
Yeah, brother guy.
Oh man, I'm just definitely soaking everything in. You know, Sister Blue and Brother Bakari and you know what I'm saying, Forecast. I'm just soaking everything in, man. All y'all speaking facts. Um, I just want to add on what Brother Ricard was saying, man. I'm just so sick and tired of when we try to warn our people, look, let's do this. Let's take over. Well, let's get our money together. Let's buy up the property in the neighborhood. Let's like you said, let's go to Africa. Let's build that country up and take what we know. And like you said, build a uh, um, let's start our own league there. Let's try to be competitive. There's a lot of pushback with your own people, and because their mind is so polluted with this. You know, we got it good here. Why would you want to, or you know, the white man won't let you do this, and you know, um, we're not African people, and it is a lot of, like you said, a lot of distractions that keep you. And the funny thing about it, even with this social media, it's like white people, they listen to us and they like, that's a good idea. You know what? Let's beat them to their own game. So now, like you said, they have NBA Africa there because they heard black people want to take control and go over and support their people or whatever. Now because the NBA is almost $1 billion industry, so they're gonna look at it like, yo, we're gonna beat them to their own game. You know what I'm saying? Because America has to survive. America, United States, I won't say America, but I would say United States. Because when you think about America, you think about Mexico and Canada and Central America and all that, or South America. But when you're dealing with United States, it's like a virus. It needs to feed. It needs to grow, and that's what it's been doing for since this country was born. Um, but we sitting there. It's so much infighting. I won't even say infighting, but there's so much pushback when it comes down to our people when we try to warn our people about something. And these people might have the money, they might have the finance to pull it off, but because they want to live, or they living off the hog among white people, they think they get comfortable and they think they made it to the mountaintop. Um, and that's the problem, and that's the problem. We we try, to the point that we tell all our secrets, and it's not really it to the point that our enemy is like really, they take it and they beat us to our own game. And if it wasn't for that, if everybody was just on the same, like you said, if everybody just was on this code, um, was on code, then we would have got it done, been got it done. You know, we would have been, doing what we have to do. I would say we would have been separated from our oppressor. We'd have been talking about being independent. We've been talking about, and we're not only talking about, but we'll show it that we're independent people. Um, but it's just so much pushback when it comes to our own people, and they see the problem, they see the issues, but I think a lot of it has to do with fear. I think it has to do with fear because if they try to do something for their people, they're afraid they might lose their job, they might lose their endorsements, they feel they're gonna lose something, and that's the fear. That's the fear. I think it's based everything. It all, and like I said, slavery has done a tremendous damage on our psyche, and it been passed down to generation, generation, generation. And we heard that from our mothers. You know, how mothers say things like, "Oh, well, you know, they will always warn us like certain things. Oh, don't do this and don't do that, and and you'd be like, well, what's going on? Why is it? Because that's something because the trauma they got passed down to or trauma they seen through racism. So they carry that. And sometimes we don't understand it until when we get older. So I just think a lot of times it's just passed down trauma. The reason why there's this pushback among our people, the reason why we can't get things done. And next thing you know it, the enemy, he's hearing our ideas and our plans, and he beat us to our own game. And that's the reason why we can't move forward. I mean, even when it comes down to our neighborhoods, when you go to Harlem, perfect example, they buying all the properties. The white people buying all the properties. Now you see white people in Harlem now walking their dogs and all that. Because when black people had the money, even during that drug era, when black people was making, $500,000, $1 million, they didn't buy up the property. They didn't say, well, I'm gonna use this drug money, and buy some property. You know what I'm saying? Let me open up a grocery store. Let me turn this dirty money to clean money. To help my people out, even though they saw the conditions. But it seemed like to me somehow people just don't care. I just think it's another form of suicide and genocide among our people, and that's how I look at it. I think it's a self destruction. Because remember that song "Self Destruction"? But when you had all these rappers back in the day, there's the song called "Self Destruction," and that's what it is. It's self destruction. It's a new way of self destruct, and that's what we're doing. It's just not. It's not about. It's more than just killing each other and taking and selling drugs and all that, using drugs. This is another form of self destruction where we don't take our funds and try to gain some sort of power with it. We don't take our resources and join forces with people that looks like us and create our own institutions and all that. You see what I'm saying? So because of this fear, the fear is the new gun. The fear is the new drug, and that's the thing, man. That's what we're up against right now. And I yield the mic.
All right, Blue, you still there? You want to go in? Um, Let me know if you still there. I don't know. She might be busy doing something, but yeah, y'all brothers was kicking the facts, and at the end of the day, we are all we got, and that's why we have to start talking about self love and having these kind of programs and these kind of shows because, um, yeah, Blue, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, you want to go in?
Um, I can kind of just touch on what he was saying. Um, so the idea that I came up with for us all to be able to come together in a structured way, so that way we can actually make, power moves is to have everyone kind of chip in, and we're calling it a pledge, and and you know I spelled sapio the wrong way. I started with SAE, and though that acronym stands for serious adverse um, reaction or encounter, and with that, it's like we all pledge. I give a number like $30 a month, right? We could get at least maybe 200 people in each project. Based on that number, those numbers, at the end of the year, we would open up 1 to 2 businesses, and then based on 200, we own. And of course, we would all, have to partake and help getting it together. I'm pretty good with operational on the back end, so like I know how business should be ran to kind of help all that get started. But it would be our businesses, and it would be owned by us, ran by us, and I think that's a real easy way to try to get in the door. And a pledge would be, you pledging something. So of course sacrifice something, because we all got things that we seem to spend, here and there, or seem to waste, whether it's on food, going out to eat, whether it's on hair, nails, clothes. If you can go a year and sacrifice that one thing, $30 a month, that's not even really covering much. Um, we would be able to have results, and at the end of one year, years pass really fast. And that's something that I came up with as a way to combat this. And if I'm not really ready to actually start a project, I'm more so doing the word of mouth first. I don't really want to advertise it like that. I'd rather it be word of mouth. I don't want it to be attacked. I don't want to get distracted, or just something mysteriously happening. I wanted it to be something that we all pitched in and did, you know? So that's what I want to just remind everyone about. And I hope we get in a better place mentally. I'm going to bring that up again because I just feel like if we really can make sure we're okay, we can focus on something else, and we can have time and room for something else, you know? We don't have to protest and be out there, with the whole Black Lives Matter movement, but there are other things that we could be doing, whether it's educating your kids in the right way. There's no need for them just to know history based on what they're teaching in the schools. You have to take the extra time to show them the things they need to see. Put those visuals in front of them. You can't just rely on what they're showing on the TV. I barely watch TV. What I watch is what I want to watch. So if I'm going to watch something, I'm looking for something that I want to watch. You know, so just have more. Think for yourself. Have more control over your own life, and support where you can, wherever you fit in. And do your part.
Hey, Forecast, can I say something right quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, you know what? Me and you, we need to talk because I've been doing that. Well, I got a couple people. I asked for $5 a month.
Mm-hmm.
I said 20,000 people give $5 a month. That's $100,000 a month.
I see.
But my sister ain't in the chat tonight. But Erica Howard, you ever see her in the chat? And she'll tell you it's been working because we have helped her start her baking business called Chef in the Chair.
Oh, sweet.
And it's in $5 a month. If you could get 20,000, I
Okay.
haven't been doing it, but I'm just, that's $1.2 million a year. $1 million, you can get a credit union. According to the National Credit Unions Association, it's easier to get a credit union than it is to get a bank. But I say with your first million, once you get to $1 million, while we raising money, we still help one another. We don't go spend all your money on a credit union. We leave our money in a Black-owned bank, and we help our people like that. But the people that donate, and we got to keep donating. And if you borrow from us, you pay back what you borrow while you continue to donate. We should talk. It's a little bit more than that. That was just a quick synopsis right there. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know you, but I'll get your name.
Is she breaking up? I couldn't understand her.
Yeah, your mic breaking up a little bit. I think your
I'll
mic
get your
better.
number.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. Forecast got my number.
yeah,
My
yeah,
email, everything.
yeah. I'm gonna give it to her or whatever. But yeah. Yeah, you good? Y'all good?
Oh yeah, in real life, you say ain't no race problems where you live. Ain't no black people in Maine. How you gonna have a race problem out of 1.5 million people, 16,000 black? Ain't no black people. How's there a race problem? Go ahead, Forecast.
Yeah. Yeah. That person is full of it. You know what I'm saying? They just say anything to be disruptive, but you notice they keep coming back and back, and that's because they're a fan, and y'all got to pay attention to that kind of stuff too, because they've always studied you, how you move, how you act, how you respond. They imitate everything you do. I mean, their whole culture, they got blackface, they got this and they got that. They're always in your spaces. Their whole government is designed to stop you, right? But that's the thing that we have to realize. And going back to the sister in the with the Olympics, and it goes back to that brother who put up the black fist. And we talked about this, and Brother God brought it out that the brother don't even want to be interested in that movement no more. And a lot of our issues, it starts with economics, because I listened to a lot of stuff, and people saying, we need a tow truck company, we need a car lot, we need this and we need that. But it all starts with basic economics, and that starts with us putting together our money together right now, like with the plans that my sister is saying and Bakari has going on. And that's the only way you're going to be able to create your own institutions, like your schools, to put in your own education system. Because who are these people to tell you what you cannot and can learn about your particular history, right? You have to learn about people like Ida B. Wells on your own, but you got to learn that Christopher Columbus discovered America. And these are the people who are putting you in that position, who are creating the laws, right? You have to put yourself in a position to be able to build your own schools, build your own hospitals, right? Fund your own farming, do all of that kind of stuff. And then eventually you grow to creating a nation, right? Until you have an army or a nation that's going to back you up, then you're going to be exposed. You're going to be an easy target, right? And we are competing for other nations because we right now don't have a nation of our own, right? And whatever happened during history to cause all of it, we have to learn it so we don't keep repeating it. But we also have to come to grips with reality, right? We're dealing with psychopaths who aren't that creative, but they hate taking L's, and they're super petty, and they're not going to just give up power, right? You have to take that into your own hands. And when you have the right plan, the right mindset, the right mind frame, there's nothing they can do. They cannot infiltrate you. They cannot set you up, because it's not one person, right? The movement is an energy. It's not one person. And as long as they can get us to rely on one person and keep our culture in certain areas, like our culture is basketball and music, but what a culture is supposed to be is something to keep you alive, right? To something to help you to thrive in the world. But they let us think that our culture is Michael Jordan or Tupac, and it is our culture, but that's a part of your culture. And that's not to say Tupac because he did many great things. I'm just saying the music aspects. But you know, they are going to create a society that helps benefit them. And that's why you have, Martin Luther King will tell you the most liberal white person is the person you have to watch out for. We know about the KKK, and we know about, all of these quote unquote conservative white boys and how they really feel. But it's those liberals who act like they're your friends, who act like they're on your side. But if you really get down to the base of it and say, you know what, I don't want to live in a society where you can control my every move, where everything that I work for is going out the window if I have a mental breakdown because I don't want to compete in the Olympics right now, no matter what I've done in my history, right? You have to get to that point where it doesn't matter to you what this society, because they're a bunch of psychopaths. It don't matter what they say. It don't matter what they do. You have the power. You have the strength. But yeah, I got the live premiere. It should be coming on in a few minutes, so I'm gonna let all of y'all go through one more time, close out. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. Brother Bakari.
Look, man, I thank you for letting me on. Peace to the chat. Real life, you're an absolute liar. You just lie for no reason. I be looking at the stuff you say in the chat, even though forecasts say don't worry about you. You just lie just to lie. I knew you was crazy. You're supposed to be a man with a blonde hair, blue-eyed white woman as your avatar. I knew something was wrong with you. You just lie for no reason. Lewiston, Maine is 85% white and Portland, Maine is 86%. No black people in Maine. Stop lying. But look, I thank you for letting me come on, man. I appreciate that. And Blue, maybe we can talk. We can link up so we can talk about some of the things we need to do. Because I'm about solutions. And in order to get these solutions, we're gonna have to do some sacrificing. What are we willing to sacrifice to get the things we want? That's the biggest question. What are we willing to say no to in order to get what we want? What are we willing to say no to? There's one way for us. That's Garveyism. Study His excellent study, Marcus Garvey, economic plan. And I'm part of a group now. When we really rolling, Metric Global Logistics. It's like 9 of us. And don't worry, we're gonna bring in more. We're gonna bring in more of our people to show them how to make money with what we're doing. If everything worked right in a couple of years, we're gonna have a cruise ship. Not a cruise ship, I apologize. Not a cruise ship, a cargo ship. In a couple of years, that's the goal, a cargo ship. So we getting everything off the ground and everything right now. But yeah, we gonna be really doing it big. By the end of this year, you're really gonna see how big it has grown from nothing. And once again, I thank you. This is Brother Bakari. Y'all have heard of me now, so you can go to my channel, smash the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you once again to everybody.
All right, brother guy.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for having me on your panel. It was nice to meet Blue, you know what I'm saying? Brother Bakari, you know what I'm saying? Just want to say thank you for the t-shirt, man. I love it. I showed it on my last live. I'm definitely gonna show it again. Um, but the name of the shirt is Black Love plus Black Dollars equals Black Power. And we definitely gotta have black love and combine with our black dollars. Because we say we love each other and support each other. Let's do it. Let's show it. You know, let's study group economics. I think it's very important. Um, so yeah, I don't have a problem, uh, promoting businesses and helping people grow their business. I think that's helping black folks are trying to get their business off the ground. I think that's very important, and where it could lead to franchises and lead to other big things as well. So because everybody know government's backed up by money anyway. So without economic power, you can't have political power. You know what I'm saying? So because you got to protect your fund, you got to protect your money. You know what I'm saying? But we have to really study group economics and the power of the dollar and see if we can have it circulated among us 100 times before it leaves our race. You know what I'm saying? So we have to really practice that. What we were saying about the Olympics, I don't, to be honest with you, now that I'm more aware of it now, I'm just like, it just kind of like turns me off when I see black people waving that American flag and all that stuff, knowing all the stuff that we have gone through. I think by this time, black folks should have just said, hell with this. I'm going to represent people that looks like me. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at America is really, Europeans. I mean, we let's keep it 100. It's not everybody. It's not like this big melting pot where, like this diverse country. This country is not diverse like that. It's white. It's a white country. And we just got to be realistic. If you look at the colors of the American flag, it's really the British flag. Red, white, and blue. That's what the colors came from. Great Britain. You know what I'm saying? So if that's what I'm saying. You got to really, really study your enemy because, like, black people is being played every single day, and we got to stop telling our secrets. We got to stop, when we come up with good plans, and we got to stop with the pushback. We got to stop that because while we arguing, the enemy he'll sneak back and take over, and practice and take your idea and use it. And next thing you know it, he's making. Next thing you know, you back to square one again. So I just feel like we got to stick with those that is serious about liberation. I don't believe in pipe dreams. Um, I believe in things tangible. Um, because you got people that come up with these pipe dreams ideas, and I'm not for that. You got to get something serious, and something tangible, and something that I know it will work. But yeah, I just think that the Olympics right now, even now, it's like the Olympics is a big joke, and we gotta, really study. Um, we can't ever forget the past. We can't ever forget what we went through in the past when it came down to the Olympics. Again, we gotta know what happened. What happened to Jesse Owens? What he went through. You know what I'm saying? It was embarrassing. He come back with 4 gold medals, and he can't even go to the front entrance of a restaurant. And the only thing he could say, only thing the white doorman could say, hey, well, Jesse, I'm just, the rules are the rules, you know. So it's very embarrassing. So that's all I need to say right now. This is, Guy Hollywood Jr. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe, press those notifications. And yeah, man, let's build, let's build, I rest my mic.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on, my brother. Blue, you want to say anything else?
Yep, I'm here. Um, love all y'all. Y'all did a great job. I love to hear, you know, y'all get it in. It makes me feel good. But if we need more people on the same page, and hopefully, you all hear it. Uh, I want to share that white man had told me, he said, if you can fake sincerity, then you've got it made. Like that's what he told me. We were just talking about, work and how to have the best customer service and things like that. But that spoke to me on other levels when he said that, because that's what's going on. Racism it still exists. It's just not as blatant, but it's there. You can feel it. It's not something that you can actually um, call a word to say, oh, he said that it's a vibe that you feel when somebody is racist. And that's why I hate the fact that why we don't have a court system based on racism, and that an act that should be a charge. That should be something that's documented. That we know that this is a part of them. No matter how they can try to take classes, just like the I think it was Karen or a woman after her took classes to try to be more sensitive. It's something that's in them, and unless they have a good heart, they're not going to overcome that. So it's no sense in trying to. They need to be charged. It has to be some way to document these type of people, and we have to let go of the fear and the jealousy. And we were saying it's fear. We are kind of scared to step out there because of what's been passed on to us from our parents, or from what we see. As we have life, we might be scared to take that step. And I know me as trying, I've been into business. I'm an entrepreneur myself and been into business since I was 18. So I've gotten a chance to see how things have changed. And now I find myself looking at the question like, okay, do I want to put that it's a Black owned business? And this was before the Black Lives Matter movement. Don't really want to present my face in it because, like I said, doing this so many years, whether it's family that has jealousy, whether it's, oh, she's Black, I'm not supporting her, over the years, going through these experiences, and trying to, shape it to where it would fit the public, or, meet the public's eye. But that shouldn't be a question that I have to ask myself. It really shouldn't. So we got to cut out the jealousy. We're all kind of sisters and brothers at the end of the day. We all share the same skin color. So we should have a little bit more respect for each other, because we know what that person is going through, who you are, in your life, you,
Hey, you breaking up kind of bad.
Is it better?
Yeah,
Let
all
me
right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still messing up.
I want to do and come back in.
Yeah, you
That's
can
good
come back.
right there.
Yeah, if you if you want to just
What?
come, yeah, she can just come back in real quick and just. But I just want to say real quick that real life, man, this person is blowing up your chat, boy. I tell you, this person's very active.
Yeah, they're
Real
friends,
life, man.
man.
You should come on, man. You should come on and look. We have a debate.
Nah, they're terrified.
Hey,
Is
forecast
that,
before you close. Oh, I'm sorry, she back. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Blue.
yeah, you can hear me better now?
Yeah, we can
Does
hear you. We can hear
sound
you, sis.
good? Okay. So I'll make it
Yeah, I
short,
can't hear you.
but I'm you can't hear me?
We can hear you.
Can the rest of y'all hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we can
Well,
Yeah,
hear
I
you
can
too.
hear you.
I'll try to be okay. Well, I'm just sum it up
Yo,
saying,
y'all can
to
hear her?
let go of the jealousy, because we're not in competition with each other. Like I said before, and that's what competition is. Um, let's have better conversations with each other as friends. Let's cut out some of the gossip and other things to be entertained with. And let's just for a better mental state. And then let's take action. It's a lot of people that are the sayers, but not actually taking action. It's time to actually commit to something and do it. We all need to play a part and do our part. Everyone is special. Everyone is here. That's here is special. You are special. You have your own purpose, and there's no need to try to do something just like someone else. It's something that you do better than the rest of the people. So stick to that. If you can't find nothing else to do. Um, and don't be scared to share information with each other. Like I was saying, everybody has their own specialty. You can't be scared of someone else, knowing what you know, because you're scared they may do better. You know, don't hold that information back. I love to share whatever I know with people. So if you want to know how you can help, why don't you reach out to any one of us that's talking today, and we can go from there. We all here to help each other. Peace and love.
Can I get a sisterly advice right quick? Because I know she said she don't watch TV. Because I know you got to go forecast. Hey, Blue,
Of course.
right now would be an excellent time to say you have a black-owned business, because what they are doing right now, they're promoting it on television, trying to say
Right.
they started the trend. So right now
I
would be
know.
an excellent time.
True
Take
indeed.
advantage of them trying to jump in what we
Right.
already been promoting. Take advantage of
Right.
it
Yeah, this
because
is the
they're
best
promoting
time.
it so black-owned business. Yeah, go ahead, put it out there.
Agreed. But right before all this, it wasn't that great to say it. You weren't getting that acknowledgement that we're getting now. So I'm happy. I'm all for it. Yeah. I'll put myself out there for sure.
Yep, you're right. We were not getting the acknowledgement. You're absolutely right. I've been in business for myself 17 years. You're absolutely
Yeah,
correct.
man. Right. We've been through a lot.
All right, yeah. Well, yeah, I appreciate all of y'all for coming on. Thank you, Blue, for coming on. My
Of
brother
course.
Guy in Hollywood, thank you for coming on. My brother and my brother Bakari, I appreciate all of y'all for coming on. I appreciate all of y'all for listening. And don't worry about that troll in real life. um they're a fan of the show. They are addicted to our culture, and that's why I try to tell y'all it's not about hatred about anybody else. I'm not telling you no different. None of us are telling you no different than George Washington told America, and they put his face on a mountain. So don't ever feel bad about none of this stuff, and until we get on code and realize the situation we're in, because they're going to respond with more urgency to stay in their position, right? Until we respond with the urgency that they have to get out of the position and a higher urgency than they have to get out of the position we're in, then we're going to still be here, right? And you know, my sister her solutions. Brother Guy got his solutions. Bakari got his solution, and I just say one of mine I always say is like, and they're doing it. Is people out here doing it. We could just take the most successful business people in each area, right, and nominate and elect the most successful business people to be in charge of funding and growing black businesses in our areas so that we can create jobs in our areas, and more importantly more and more black businesses in our area, and I guess will be commerce or whatever it is in our city. So we can start this whole mindset now. It doesn't take anything. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just have to be focused and understand and know who our enemy is, and understand that they've always come for us and they will always come for us. But it doesn't matter what they do. It only matters what we do and how we feel and what we say, right? Have enough love for yourself to not want to fight for everybody but yourself, right? And once you do that, then the rest will take care of itself. But make sure y'all go to the backup channel, the Forecast Radio 24. The live premiere is should be on there right now. So again, I appreciate all of y'all for coming through. And like as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything. Yeah.